right. Good evening. You are
Salvia Espinosa.
Espinosa. And a citation here charging you with domestic violence assault. Alleged to have occurred earlier today. Someone is logged in with this phone number. You need to mute. Thank you. All right, Ms. Espinosa, your next court date is going to be August the 4th at 10:30 in the morning in the Pima County Justice Court. I'm going to release you on your signature and promise to appear on certain conditions. No alcohol or illegal drugs, no acts of domestic violence. No contact with Steve Espinosa. You don't go back to his residence except with law enforcement to get your personal belongings. And that's all of 3342 East Benson Highway, not just his unit. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Substance
Can I ask you something, Judge? That's my residence. He just resides there. Everything's underneath my name. How am I gonna go about doing this?
You can talk to the landlord, but as long as he's living there, you're not there.
Okay,
Okay? Behavioral health and substance abuse assessment and recommended treatment. Do you understand that?
yes.
Thank you, Ms. Espinosa.
Your Honor,
Yes.
Your Honor, this is Court Interpreter Pedro Davis. Pardon the interruption. There are no Spanish speakers on tonight's list, apparently.
I have a Spanish speaker on my list.
Oh, 10-4, I'll stand by.
Just be sure to be muted until we're ready for you. Thank you.
Your Honor, Cara Enrique
Yes.
is not available right now.
Okay, thank you. Good evening. You, sir.
Lawrence Michael Cameley.
Mr. Cameley, I have several things here for you. We'll start with new charges out of Marana for shoplifting, criminal littering, and possession of paraphernalia. We're going to appoint Janet Altshuler to represent you on these charges. Hold you on a $250 bond, given your failure to appear history and your repetitive shoplifting history. Set a court date for you for noon on July the 28th. That's Monday at noon. Yeah, that's Monday at noon. If you post the bond, no alcohol or illegal drugs. You don't go to any Target stores. Do you understand that? I also have two sets of warrants out of Pima County Justice Court. Your voices are so loud, I'm having trouble hearing. Charges from August the 22nd of last year for shoplifting. And warrant was issued on May the 7th, so probably a failure to appear in there somewhere. Also have charges for shoplifting on February the 2nd of this year, failing to appear on March the 12th. And again, you were supposed to be in custody in May. Bond will be $250 on these as well. Court date will be Monday. At 1 o'clock, no alcohol or illegal drugs. And Adam Waters will be appointed to represent you on these charges. Thank you, Mr. Cameley.
And thank you.
Good evening, I'm Judge Shade, you, sir, are
Dominic Martinez.
Mr. Martinez. Litigation is charging you with domestic violence assault, domestic violence disorderly conduct, domestic violence criminal damage. Looks like they're alleged occurred on June the 29th. Your next court date in the South Tucson City Court will be August the 12th at 10 o'clock in the morning. You understand you need to be present at that time.
Okay.
In the meantime, no alcohol, illegal drugs, no acts of domestic violence. You need to look into obtaining a behavioral health and substance abuse assessment and proceed with any recommended treatment. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Martinez.
Thank you.
Twice.
Good evening, I'm Judge Shade, and you, sir, are
Patrick Blae, Your Honor.
Mr. White, I have warrants here out of Pima County Justice Court. Charges from April 25th of last year for shoplifting, failing to appear on July the 8th of last year. Looks like you were supposed to be in court in May of this year. Additional charges from August of 2023 for assault and criminal trespass. Along with failure to appear in September of 2023. And again, looks like you were supposed to be in court in May of this year. Didn't appear. Charges on April 14th of 2024 for shoplifting, criminal trespass. And again, it looks like you were supposed to be in court in May. Didn't appear, and that's when the warrants issued. We'll appoint John Ellis to represent you on these charges. Set a hearing date for July the 30th at 2:15. Bond will be $250. You're not to have contact with the victims, return to the incident locations, possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Officer, if you could turn your radio down. That takes care of your justice court files. I also have a couple more files out of Tucson City Court. I have charges that apparently missed getting consolidated with your multiple other matters. Charges from May 27th of this year. Possession of paraphernalia, driving under the influence of alcohol or drugs or metabolites, and then failing to appear on June the 9th, 6 days after you were in court the last time. And then we have new charges from today for possession of paraphernalia. So we'll appoint public defender's office to represent you on these charges. Fine will be $250. You don't drive with a valid license. And again, no alcohol or illegal drugs. I'm going to leave July 28th as a non-transport review. Video review date will be August the 1st. All right, thank you, Mr. White.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Let Ms. Graham know about this, so.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Areola.
You. Good evening, I'm Judge Fayed, and you are
Alicia Areola.
Ms. Areola. Citations charging you with trespass, domestic violence, and possession of paraphernalia. Your next court date on these matters is going to be August 25th at 9:30 in the morning. You'll be released on your signature and promise to appear in certain other conditions. No alcohol or illegal drugs. You're not to make contact with Stephanie or the children except through DCS. Do you understand that?
I do.
You're not to go within 2 blocks of her residence.
Okay.
You need to work on getting a behavioral health and a substance abuse assessment and complying with any recommended treatment. Do you understand that?
I do.
Thank you, Ms. Areola.
Thank you. Okay, go ahead.
7:28. And I emailed Ms. Graham and copied Judge Moranis. Yeah, I put it as an NTR, but I put the meeting review date in case they just want to shift it to that. Yeah. Good evening, I'm Judge Shade, and you, sir, are
Michael Martin.
Mr. Mark. I have a citation here charging you with domestic violence assault. Looks like it's alleged it occurred earlier today. Your next court date on this matter is going to be the 12th of September at 1:30 in the afternoon at the Tucson City Court. Do you understand that you need to be present at that time?
Yes.
Uh, Conditions of release, no acts of domestic violence, no contact with Daphne, except through court proceedings. You don't go back to the residence except once with law enforcement to obtain your personal belongings. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Martin. Good evening, I'm Judge Shade, and you are
Riley Matthews.
Ms. Matthews. Citations charging you with domestic violence assault, domestic violence disorderly conduct. Alleged to have occurred, looks like October the 5th of last year. my understanding that Mr. Bowles is on the line and wishes to be heard on conditions of release. Is that correct? Mr. Bowles?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and this is again, just on conditions of release, not on facts of the case.
Your Honor, if I can just say, if you can look into the court records, she has received assault charges prior to me knowing her on 6/22 of 2023. And I just wanted to say that this is an ongoing issue. And I also, as much as I care for her, she is prescribed medications that she does not take properly. And I do believe she needs either medical assistance, mental health, or some sort of other help. That being said, I would just like an order of no contact. And if we could do the 2-block radius, I have businesses adjacent to my home that I do not have cameras set up to the fence line for. And like I said, as much as I care and love for this girl, she needs to be medically evaluated and she needs help. Thank you, Your Honor. That's all.
Thank you, Mr. Bowles.
Your Honor, if I could just add one more thing. It's just very hard for me to believe anything that is said from here on out. But as of a week ago, she was inside my home telling me how much she wanted to show me how responsible she can be. And I had a threatening phone call from her new boyfriend today, in which she has been having sexual intercourse with him for the last 2 weeks. He's a cheater and a liar.
So that
And
really has nothing to do with conditions of release.
I understand. I just need it not, I need an order of no contact, please.
All right, Ms. Matthews, your next court date is going to be September the 2nd at 1:30 in the afternoon in the Tucson City Court. Conditions of release, in addition to the standard conditions about violating no laws, remaining in the state of Arizona, and of course, appearing at all court dates. Is no acts of domestic violence, no contact with Mr. Bowles. You don't go to his residence or workplace within 2 blocks. If you have any personal belongings there, you can go back once with law enforcement to obtain.
Your Honor, one more thing. She does have a drinking problem. She has left hundreds of glass bottles on my property and residence. I do believe no alcohol and drugs should be enlisted.
I would agree, no alcohol or illegal drugs. You need to comply with behavioral health and substance abuse assessments and any recommended treatment, including medications as prescribed. Do you understand that?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Ms. Matthews.
Your Honor, was there a bond set or a release
It was released.
time? Okay, just released. I appreciate it. Thank you. There is a no contact order?
Correct.
Thank you. Have a nice night.
Oh, yeah. That. Yes.
Good evening. I'm Judge Tate, and you, sir, are
Say your full name.
Bro, Montoya.
Mr. Montoya. I have new charges charging you with criminal trespass, obstruction, and possession of paraphernalia. These are alleged to have occurred earlier today. I also have a warrant charging you with shoplifting on May 24th of this year, failing to appear on June the 5th. Going to appoint the City Public Defender's Office to represent you on these charges. Set a court date of September the 26th at 9 o'clock in the morning. Probation hold. So you're not going to be released until that matter is taken care of. If you are out of custody on September the 26th, you need to appear. If you are still in custody, then the Public Defender's Office, the City Public Defender's Office will address the matter and keep you informed. No alcohol or illegal drugs. You're not to go back to 5619 South Calle Santa Cruz or to 3601 South Park. Do you understand that? Do you understand that?
Yes.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Montoya. Good evening. I'm Judge Payette, and you are
Burrell.
Ms. Carnell. I have warrants here. Petition to revoke probation on multiple files. Additional charges from January 9th of this year for criminal trespass and failing to appear.
Yeah.
Bond is $1,000. City Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. If you're out of custody, your next court date is August the 25th at 9:30 in the morning. I'll set a video review for a week from today. That's Friday at 1:45. Based on the status of your adult probation hold, your attorney may ask the court to move that court date. However, you need to abide by your conditions of probation and your previous conditions of release, and you're not to go back to 205 East 22nd Street, possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Parnell. Good evening. I'm Judge Say that you, sir, are
John Edison Rosa.
I have current citations charging you with shoplifting, disorderly conduct, criminal damage, criminal trespass, resisting arrest, and possession of paraphernalia. All alleged to have occurred earlier today. We'll appoint City Public Defender's Office to represent you on these charges. Doesn't matter. Hey, Maldonado did the last video review, but other than that, it's Judge Ham. You'll see when you look at the files. We'll appoint public defender's office to represent you on these charges, along with your myriad of other charges. Bond is $750. Set a video review for Friday next week, a week from today at 1:45. You're out of custody. Your next court date will be August the 4th at 9 a.m. You're not to go to any Circle K or 7-Eleven, possess or consume any alcoholic beverages or illegal drugs or paraphernalia.
So I'm not gonna be released.
No, given your failure to appear history and the stack of files I have here pending for you, no. You'll be released if you post the bond. Right?
I've been going to court these past court dates.
Thank you, Mr. Rosa.
Enjoy.
Good evening, I'm Judge Shade, and you are
Antonia Napa.
Ms. Napper. We'll start with a warrant out of Sierra Vista Justice Court.
Yes.
Did council wish to waive reading?
Yes, Judge.
Did either council wish to be heard further on conditions?
Yes,
No, Your Honor.
Judge. Judge, we're asking that Ms. Napper is released to pretrial services. This warrant came out of a refiled charges almost 2 years after the incident. There are no other felonies on her record, so we're asking that she's released to pretrial with the instruction that she has to resolve this warrant. Or she has to resolve this, she has to present to court and resolve this matter.
Anything further from the state?
No, Judge.
Well, we have brand new DV charges. Clearly have an ongoing issue. I'll reduce the bond to $2,500, but I'm going to leave a bond. Pretrial services if the bond is posted. No acts of domestic violence, no alcohol or illegal drugs, no firearms or weapons, no contact with alleged victims. We'll set a review hearing for August 25th at 9 a.m. Victims. We'll set a review hearing for August 25th at 9 a.m. I also have the new charges for domestic violence, disorderly conduct. Okay, so. Yeah, Judge Million doesn't go into the JAK reviews, correct? Go into the JAK reviews. Those are separate. Okay.
Okay, search it up.
Well, no, this one will be.
Judge, I'm so sorry. We didn't hear anything you said.
No, we can't because of the noise back there. Officers, please keep your voices down. It echoes through the room. I can't hear.
Your Honor, this is the jail. We currently have a medical emergency going on. That's why there's noise in the back.
Okay,
I can't control it.
all right, thank you. All right, bond on this will be $250. Your court date will be August the 6th at 1:30. No acts of domestic violence, no alcohol or illegal drugs. You're not to return to the incident location except once with law enforcement to get your personal belongings. Right, thank you, Ms. Knapp.
And Judge, is the misdemeanor set in city court or justice court?
So,
Was that a modified on Burrell? Okay.
Oh,
Hold in there.
Good evening, I'm Judge Shade. You are
When this one is,
Ms. Sanchez, interim complaint charging you with aggravated assault and aggravated assault with a deadly dangerous instrument. Will appoint a public defender's office to represent you on these charges. And did either counsel wish to be heard further on conditions?
Your Honor, state submits on the written record.
Yes, Judge, we're asking that Ms. Sanchez is released to pretrial services. I see that the state indicated that there is a Title 36 hold. I believe with those, she would be transported to the CRC. And it seems like that might be the attention that she needs right now. So we're asking that she's released to pretrial services and likely transported to the CRC.
Mr. Poston, anything further on that?
No, Judge.
Although I would agree that that appears to be a good part of the problem, we still have a violent incident here with a weapon. And the transfer to CRC just guarantees up to 72 hours. It really doesn't do much. So I think that a bond is appropriate. I'll reduce that bond for the requested bond. Preliminary hearing date's August the 4th at 1:30. Bond is $2,500. If that's posted, you'll be in a supervision of pretrial services, no alcohol or illegal drugs, no firearms or weapons. That would include knives. You may possess kitchen or eating knives in the confines of a residence, but not out in public. And you need to comply with behavioral health and substance abuse assessment, behavioral health assessment and treatment. And other than in the course of such assessments, I'd suggest you not discuss this matter with anyone except your attorney. Right. Thank you, Ms. Sanchez.
thank you.
And Judge, Ms. Pettis is the Spanish speaker.
Good evening. I'm Judge Shade and you are? Interpreter, are you still there? Hmm? We had the interpreter and I don't know. Interpreter,
Judge, he may need the phone number and maybe he doesn't know how to unmute from the phone.
I think it's *6 to unmute, but I'm not sure. If that's what it is on Zoom, I'm not sure about Teams. There we go.
No, Your Honor, can you hear the court interpreter now?
Now I can hear you.
Thank you.
So I'll start over.
Señora, yo soy la juez Chayet. ¿Usted cómo se llama?
Erika del Carmen Jerez Castro.
I believe it's Elisa del Carmen Jerez Castro.
This says I have an interim complaint here charging you with theft and organized retail theft.
Señora, aquí tengo la querella inicial dándole usted de hurto de tiendas y hurto de tiendas como crimen organizado.
Alleged to have occurred between May 15th and June 25th of this year.
Esto dice haber ocurrido entre mayo 5 al 15 de junio de este año.
I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you on these charges. And did either counsel
Voy a asignar
conditions of release?
Voy a asignar a la oficina del abogado de oficio para que representen esta causa. Pregunto si los abogados tienen algo más que añadir, empezando con el fiscal.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Nada de parte del fiscal.
Yes, that has to be heard on release. We're asking that Ms. Pettis is released to pretrial services.
La abogada defensora dice, sí, señora jueza, quisiera comentarle algo. Pedimos que se le libere a ser supervisada por la Agencia de Servicios Previos al Juicio a la señora Jerez.
She has long ties to Tucson and no felony history at 51.
Ella tiene lazos de larga duración a la comunidad de Tucson y tiene nada de antecedentes desde la edad de 51 años.
And she lives with her daughter, so we're asking that she's released to pretrial services.
Ella vive con su hija. Pedimos que se le libere para ser supervisada por la Agencia de Servicios Previos al Juicio. Espere, por favor.
Mr. Poston, anything?
Señor
Your Honor,
Poston,
this
¿algo más que
person-
comentar?
Your Honor, this person has apparently targeted one particular store over a space of many, many months and has managed to steal thousands of dollars. There
Señora
should
juez, esta
not, there
persona-
should be, go ahead.
Esta persona ha actuado en contra de una tienda en particular por muchos meses, robando miles y miles de dólares.
There's no reason to believe that she's suddenly going to stop now without some sort of incentive to do so.
No hay ningún motivo por pensar que va a dejar de esta actividad repentinamente porque no tiene ningún alentador para hacerlo así.
Defendant didn't provide any references, so they've been unable to verify anything.
La acusada no dio ninguna referencias personales, así que no se puede comprobar nada de nada.
Judge, if I may talk to her for just a moment.
You may.
La abogada que tiene un momento para hablar con usted. Espere, escuche lo que dice la abogada defensora.
Judge, if I may,
You may.
if you,
Go ahead.
Judge, if you're inclined to hold her on a bond without confirmation, she does believe that she can get some phone numbers to provide to pretrial services to confirm housing. If you would be inclined to release her with that confirmation, we'd ask that the hearing is continued to the morning so that pretrial can try to confirm that housing.
Señor juez, si usted tiene pensado detener a detenida confianza pendiente de confirmación de datos personales de ella, ella dice que podrá conseguir teléfonos para aportárselos a la agencia de servicios previos al juicio. Así es que si usted se viera dispuesta a dejarla salir libre con confirmación de vivienda, etcétera, pedimos que este asunto se aplace a la sesión matutina para que se pueda confirmar la información que aportará ella por los representantes del personal de la agencia de servicios previos al juicio. Go ahead, Your Honor. Espere.
That might make a difference in my decision. Won't be to meet you tomorrow. I have no idea, I can't tell you for certain that it would. And I certainly can't tell you what the judge tomorrow would be inclined to do.
Yes, Judge.
Dice la juez, tal vez eso podría afectar mi decisión, a que no se lo podría garantizar, y tampoco le puedo garantizar cuál será la decisión del juez que atiende las sesiones mañana por la mañana. Entendido, dice la defensora.
But I will continue it till tomorrow morning to give the defendant time to provide references to pretrial services for verification of ties, etc.
Pero sí voy a aplazar la sesión de esta noche hasta la mañana para que se le dé la oportunidad a la señora acusada de aportar la información de datos personales de referencia al personal de servicios previos al juicio en el intermedio.
All right, thank you.
Es todo por hoy, gracias. And Your Honor, may the interpreter be excused?
You may.
Thank you very much. Have a good evening.
Gracias.
Mhm.
I'm Briggs.
Felony. Everybody up. In order. Arms out of your shirt, everybody.
Here comes the best. Yeah.
Fine, good. Thanks.
All right, and we have multiple defendants in the courtroom, is that correct?
Yes, Judge.
This is addressed to everyone there in the courtroom. Good evening, I'm Judge Shayette. This is the time set for initial appearances on felony matters. That is the time for you to be formally advised of the charges against you, for me to set conditions of release in your next court date. It is also the time possibly for arraignment on any misdemeanor matters. Conditions of release on all felonies and class 1 misdemeanors include remaining in the state of Arizona unless you receive permission of the court to leave the state, violating no laws on all charges. These others are conditions on all charges. Violating no laws, appearing at all court dates, and you may be given multiple court dates in different courts, or sometimes multiple court dates in the same court, based on the nature of the charges. I'd also suggest that you not discuss these matters with anyone except your attorney, if you have an attorney appointed for you, or if you retain an attorney. On felonies, you will have an attorney appointed for you. There may be other conditions of release based on your circumstances, your history, and the events that occurred. And you are Mr. Blaze, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Blaze, I have an imminent complaint charging you with possession of narcotics for sale, possession of dangerous drug for sale, possession of narcotics, 6 counts of possession of paraphernalia, and possessing these things in a drug-free school zone, alleged to have occurred yesterday. We'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you on these charges, and did either counsel wish to be heard?
Yes, Your Honor. This is a particularly egregious case. It's been alleged that the defendant was in not just a drug-free school zone, but also in a special needs school. And he had been trespassed from this spot previously. He's got a record and he's a 4 and a 3. The state recommends $20,000 bond.
Anything further from defense?
Yes, Judge. We're asking that Mr. Blaze is released to pretrial services, or if you're not inclined, to substantially lower bond. Pretrial services identify these charges as nonviolent. Mr. Blaze is fully employed. He has ties to Tucson and he has a nonviolent history. So we're asking that he's released to pretrial services or significantly lower bond.
Court hearing date is August the 4th at 1:30 in the afternoon. Bond will be $15,000. If you post the bond, you'll be in a supervision of pretrial services. No alcohol or illegal drugs, no firearms or weapons. You're not to return within 3 blocks of that incident location. Additionally, you need to comply with behavioral health and substance abuse assessment and treatment as available in custody or under the direction of pretrial services if out of custody. Right. Thank you, Mr. Blae.
Yes, sir. Briggs.
Hold on.
Good evening. I'm Judge Shade, and you, sir, are
Julio Briggs Gonzalez.
Just say right now.
Mr. Briggs Gonzalez. I have a warrant here out of Pima County Superior Court. Charges from March the 4th for possession of dangerous drugs, possession of paraphernalia, possession of narcotic drugs. Will appoint public defender's office to represent you on these charges. Set an arraignment date for Friday at 1:30. And did either counsel wish to be heard on conditions?
Your Honor, state suggests the $500 in the warrant amount.
Judge, we're asking for a $100 bond. He is going to be detained on without bond on another warrant. So we're asking for a $100 bond considering he's going to be held either way.
Given his extensive history, failing to comply and failing, I think a $500 bond is perfectly appropriate. I will set the bond at $500. No alcohol or illegal drugs. Now I have a stack of files out of Tucson City Court. I have charges for possession of paraphernalia and criminal trespass. Alleged occurred earlier today. I also have charges that go back to April of 2021 for shoplifting. Looks like what we have is a petition to revoke probation. Also on charges of possession of prescription-only drug from August of 2023. We have charges for possession of paraphernalia, possession of prescription-only drugs, June 4th of 2024, along with failures to appear most recently on May the 19th. Possession of prescription-only drugs, possession of paraphernalia, September 4th of last year, failing to appear on September the 24th, November the 5th. Charges for shoplifting, October 1st of last year, failures to appear. Charges from December 12th of 2024. Possession of paraphernalia, failure to appear. And charges for possession of paraphernalia on February 24th of this year. Going through the files, it appears that $1,000 bond was posted. It was never forfeited, which it should have been. But we'll note that that bond is still there. We'll hold you on an additional $500 bond. You're not to return to incident locations, possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. Your next court date will be Friday at 1:45. You post the bonds, your court date's August 26th at 9:30. But you still have the felony bond and a felony no bond hold at the moment.
Filter.
Did you catch what was going on there? Somebody should have caught that before. Not you. Good evening, I'm Judge Shade, and you, sir, are
Kyle Coulter.
Mr. Colton. I have an interim complaint here charging you with third-degree burglary. Alleged occurred on July the 23rd. We'll appoint public defender's office to represent you on these charges. Does either counsel wish to be heard further on conditions of release?
No, Judge.
Yes, Judge. We're asking that Mr. Coltrane is released to pretrial services, or if you're not inclined, a much lower bond. He has ties to Tucson. If you're released, he'd go back to his mother's house. And his last felony arrests were from 2008, 2009. So we're asking that he's released to pretrial services.
Preliminary hearing date's August the 4th at 1:30. Bond is $2,500. If you post the bond, you'll be in a institution of pretrial services, no alcohol or illegal drugs. You don't go back to Walgreens. comply with behavioral health and substance abuse assessment and treatment is available in custody or under the supervision of under the direction of pretrial services if you are out of custody. And I have a stack of files here for you. Charges for possession of paraphernalia, November 11th of 2022. Failure to appear on November 28th of 2022. Possession of paraphernalia, January 21st of 2023. Failure to appear on February the 1st of 2023. Criminal trespass, criminal littering, November 4th of 2023, failing to appear November 15th of 2023. And charges for criminal trespass on April 5th of 2024. Failure to appear on April the 18th of 2024. I'll appoint the City Public Defender's Office to represent you on these charges. I will release you on these charges with the court date of September 26th at 9 a.m. If you're out of custody, you need to appear. Public Defender's Office will review the case. You're not to go back to 4490 North First or the Tucson Mall. No alcohol or illegal drugs. You need to comply with behavioral health and substance abuse assessment and recommended treatment. Thank you, Mr. Colton.
Escalante.
Good evening, I'm Judge Shade, and you, sir, are
Escalante.
Mr. Escalante, interim complaint charging you with weapons misconduct, prohibited possession of a firearm. We'll appoint Public Defender's Office to represent you on these charges, and did either counsel wish to be heard further on conditions?
State submits on the written record.
Yes, Judge, we're asking that Mr. Escalante is released to pretrial services, or if you're not inclined to substantially lower bond. He's a lifelong resident of Tucson. If he were released, he'd go to his mother's house, and he did successfully complete parole. So we're asking that and these charges were identified as nonviolent by pretrial services. So we're asking that he's released to pretrial services or substantially lower bond.
Preliminary date will be August the 14th at 1:30. You'll be released to the third-party custody of pretrial services. You need to comply with them. No alcohol or illegal drugs. No firearms or weapons. If you have any other firearms, those need to be surrendered. You're not to return to the incident location. That is the train tracks, any location on the train tracks as a pedestrian. Do you understand that? You need to comply with the substance abuse assessment and recommended treatment. There should be no firearms in your residence or in any vehicles where you are the driver or the passenger. Do you understand that? And you're muted.
Sorry, Judge.
Yes, ma'am, thank you.
Right. Then I have some misdemeanor files here for you, Mr. Escalante. I have charges from November the 19th of 2022. The criminal trespass. And charges from December 12th, 13th, excuse me, 2024 for possession of paraphernalia and failing to appear in court. Your next court date on these is going to be August the 26th. 9:00 in the morning in the Tucson City Court.
Okay,
Understand you need to be present at that time.
okay,
Your attorney does not represent you on these charges. If your attorney says you don't need to come to court, you still better show up in Tucson City Court on August the 25th.
okay.
Bring proof of that substance use assessment. And
Judge, I think I wrote the date wrong. Is it August 26th or August 26th or August 25 for
26th,
the misdemeanor? 26, August 26. Okay. So yeah, like she said.
Tuesday, not Monday.
Thank you, Your Honor. Humphre. Hello, Your Honor.
Good evening, I'm Judge Shade, and you are
Mark Humphreys, Your Honor.
Mr. Humphreys. I have a warrant here out of Pima County Superior Court. Aggravated driving under the influence of intoxicating liquor.
Yes.
Don't say anything.
Okay.
We're just listening right now.
Sorry.
On or about December the 5th. Will appoint public defender's office to represent you on these charges. Set an arraignment date of August the 1st at 1:30. And did either counsel wish to be heard further on conditions?
State submits, Your Honor, on both matters.
Judge, really quick, just for clarity, the arraignment is on August 1st.
Correct.
Yes, I would like to be heard on release conditions. Judge, we're asking that Mr. Humphreys is released to pretrial services. The DUI was refiled. Other than these two, he has no felony history at 41. He's a lifelong resident of Tucson. He has confirmed housing, and he starts work at Sprouts tomorrow. So we're asking that he's released to pretrial services so he can go to work.
Given the other matter that we have pending, which is a relatively violent situation,
Nope, don't say anything. Not responding right now.
if you post the bond, you'll be in a situation of pretrial services. You need to comply with behavioral health and substance abuse assessment and recommended treatment as available in custody or under the direction of pretrial services if you're out of custody.
You should see it.
We have new charges for burglary,
Judge, I'm sorry. Did you set a bond in?
$1,500. Burglary alleged occurred today. Again, public defender's office is appointed on this matter. And did either counsel wish to be heard further? On this matter?
Yeah. Oh. Yes, Judge, we're asking for a $500 concurrent bond on this one. Judge, I'm being told over here that they can't be concurrent, so we're asking for a $500 bond for time credit.
Given the allegations in this matter, bond is set at $2,500. Again, no alcohol or illegal drugs, no contact with the alleged victims, Maggie and Brody Brown. You're not to go within 3 blocks of the incident location. And again, comply with behavioral health and substance abuse assessment and recommended treatment.
Will do, Your Honor.
And preliminary hearing date will be August the 4th at 1:30. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Is there a way to get?
Remind me to tell you something about this. Remind me after. Good evening, I'm Judge Tate, and you, sir, are
Nathan Burrell.
Mr. Burrell. Interim complaint charging with possession of narcotics and possession of paraphernalia. Alleged occurred on March the 26th. Will appoint public defender's office to represent you on these charges. Did either counsel wish to be heard on conditions? And just to confirm,
Yeah.
Mr. Poston, you are withdrawing your request for a no bond hold.
That is correct, Your Honor. We could, by all rights, hold this individual no bond. He has a very, very extensive criminal record and an equally extensive history of failing to appear. The fact is, he was arrested for the current charges whilst on release for a previous case in which he had failed to appear multiple times. There will ask for a $25,000 bail and would note his NCA FTA scale and having noted that, the state submits on a $25,000 recommendation.
Anything further from defense?
Yes, Judge, we're asking that Mr. Vorl's release to pretrial services, or if you're not inclined to substantially lower bond. We're also asking to set the steps hearing for Mr. Vorl. He has significant ties to Tucson, so we're asking that he's released or substantially lower.
Mr. President indicated he is not eligible for steps.
Judge, I don't believe that is a decision that is made at the initial appearance. That is, I mean, just because somebody has a steps hearing doesn't mean they're going to be offered a steps contract, but it'll give him the opportunity to be reviewed by the team. So we're asking that he's set for a steps contract or steps hearing. It does appear based on the entire complaint that he would be eligible for steps, and this is something that the steps team needs to review together. So we're asking for the steps hearing for Mr. Vorl.
Your Honor, state disagrees. This person is not eligible and the state will not be making a recommendation or a referral.
And is my memory correct?
And Jen, if I can just add pretrial services. Oh.
Is my memory correct, Mr. Poston, that you are the team lead for that?
I am not. That would be Mr. Goodman. However, I am familiar with the steps criteria, and given this person's extensive history, I'm not inclined to make that referral based on all the information.
Judge, if I may.
You may.
Pretrial is familiar with the requirements for pretrial, and they did identify him as eligible. Again, setting the steps hearing does not guarantee a steps contract. It just gives the opportunity to be reviewed. It is possible that he won't be offered a steps contract, but there is no loss for him being reviewed for steps. If the court was inclined to hold him on bond, there wouldn't even be a risk of pushing out a pretrial, a preliminary hearing date. So by setting a steps hearing, it's not setting anything out there. It's delaying nothing. It just gives him the opportunity to be reviewed by the steps team. So we're asking that the steps hearing is set.
All right. Preliminary hearing is August the 4th at 1:30. Bond will be $15,000. This is alleged to have occurred a week after release to pretrial services, which is very concerning behavior. No alcohol or illegal drugs, but I will set a steps hearing for August the 4th at 9. All right, thank you. Go ahead and call Aho. And is that Antone? Got it.
Yes, Your Honor, we're here.
Okay.
Judge, I believe that Aho is a misdemeanor. May I be
It's a
excused?
misdemeanor. You may be excused. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Good day.
Good evening. I'm Judge Fade, and you, sir, are.
Right.
Mr. Chand. Citation is charging you with 2 counts of domestic violence violation of a court order.
Yes.
Court takes violation of court order seriously.
Let's talk.
As a result, your next court date is going to be on Tuesday, the 29th at 9 o'clock in the morning in the Ajo Justice Court. Bond is $750. Jill Gukin is appointed to represent you.
It was an accident. The other party.
There was an order in effect. There was a court order in effect. Whether or not the other person says they don't care about the court order. You have to abide by the court order.
I know, but we thought it was rescinded. That was what the lawyer said. And so we both thought it was rescinded and there was no order until we found out that it still was in place today. Otherwise, I wouldn't have done it.
Well, bond is $750. You need to comply with all court orders, including orders for protection. You don't leave the state of Arizona. And no acts of domestic violence. Thank you, Mr. Chan.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.